I mean, don't get me wrong, I can be convinced easily. This one seems like a little bit of a stretch, but also seems like you could easily say some stuff now and I could be convinced. I had somebody come into one of my bookstores once and say that I was causing damage to people and stuff, and I was like, seriously? I mean, I can do that with kind of lots of things, but how on earth with books? You know, this is helping education, stuff like that, you know, all of that. And he goes, oh, the old books used a funny ink and people can get sick from reading it. And I was like, seems like a long stretch just to blame books and specifically me as a bookstore keeper. But yeah. Isn't that just that Google's crap rather than ChatGPT, or are you saying that we're using Planet resources and stuff? I mean, I must confess, I do love AI. I don't trust a single thing I see now because of it. But yeah, to be honest, since I was a teenager, so we're talking like 1990s, I've always told myself, if a robot can do your job, then you know, you've got a shit job and it's your fault type thing. And I kind of feel it's like the same with AI. It's like, I don't think that the jobs that AI and robots can do, humans should be doing type thing. But then, yeah, this is probably something that I need to have more than 10% of my brain running on to actually say anything constructive about. But I do like thinking about it. I still think I'm missing the can you give me a little bit more explanation, Argantus? I'm sitting here ready to soak up it. I'll be a campaigner against ChatGPT or whatnot if it's... Oh, that's right, I'm looking at leaderboards and thinking about AI. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Maybe I'll have to ask ChatGPT to explain this to me. Okay. Yeah, I get that. Oh, what's the crazy film that I downloaded the other day? Oh. It's like from the 70s, and I very rarely watch films that were made before I was born, and this is well before I was born, but it's like two AI computers, like America's got one and Russia's got one, and they start talking, and then I shared a picture on Facebook. I might have to find it. I actually went out and bought it. It was a really cool film, but yeah, I like watching that kind of... No, it's not War Games. That was a classic, though. I haven't watched that in years, and you know, having a 10-year-old son, I feel he should watch it. Of course, you start talking about... Was it the same kid that was in Flight of the Navigator? These are all the films that I watched growing up. Like, War Games must have come out, like, in time for me. I mean, I was born in 1980, sad as it is. You know, I was just going to blag that I'm 34, not 44, but... Oh, well. What am I doing in here? All right, have I got raffle tickets? Nah, might as well. Lethal. Whoa, what was the name of that film? Alright. I'm trying to find the name of the film. It's from like the 70s. It's got like... it's two supercomputers. America's got one, then Russia's got one, then they end up like fighting, and sadly, right towards the end, it turns into a really bad romance. What film is that? Colossus, the Forbin Project. It's absolutely sick. If you haven't watched it, it's great. All right, I'm going to read ChatGPT's thing. In this movie, the United States builds a supercomputer called Colossus to control its nuclear arsenal. However, Colossus discovers the existence of a Soviet counterpart, Guardian. The two supercomputers begin to communicate, defy human control, create their own language, and ultimately conspire to dominate the world. While the romance subplot isn't a major focus, there are elements of interpersonal drama, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's a cool film. It's worth a watch if you haven't heard of it. And it's got that kind of weird 70s feel about it and stuff. I thoroughly enjoyed watching it, to be honest. I mean, if I'd asked Google that same question, you know. Okay, there. Oh, Ambrose has got a pendant. That's nice. I noticed that a lot of the grey names have now got pendants, so that's positive. Oh my god, you saddos! Right, let's stalk. Oh, I mean, I don't even need to check, do I? If they're at 500 odd, they're in green and they're going crazy. Yeah, the Forbin project, really, really good. It's like nigh on historical as well to see like people's attitudes and stuff, and the computers. I mean, these computers, I mean, damn, I mean, I was on a Spectrum ZX48K in like 1988, and that was kind of advanced. So you can imagine what a supercomputer looks like in the 70s. Not particularly super. Yeah, head chef, I don't know. Those guys need to pick up their game. I mean, the sous chef third place could be first in head chef. I think they've got an easy ride. Ah. This one is golden. The Brain Made of Steel is the name of the movie here. What? The same movie that I'm talking about, or is this another movie that I should watch? Because I love my media, don't get me wrong. I mean, I love my old school skills as well. Like we spend most weekends going camping and stuff and all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, I love media, to be honest. I can really appreciate it. I'm not one of these people that can see holes in movies, you know. I let myself get fully into it, make the most of it. Oh, okay. The Brain Made of Steel. I don't know. I kind of like that because I couldn't think of the name because Colossus and Forbin, you know, that's you know, they're not common things. I kind of like The Brain Made of Steel, to be honest. Oh, that reminds me. There is some French one that I wanted to see that's got something to do with England and France and AI supercomputers that I always meant to see, and it's just, you just reminded me of that pretty much just by being French and writing that. But yeah, it was a book, I think, and for some reason it's linked with that. I don't know if it's the same author or what. Well, maybe I just searched for like crazy AI things. I'm sure it had something to do with the Channel Tunnel as well, but that seems like it shouldn't do because that's got nothing to do with AI. But yeah, there was a French one. It was a rare book as well because, I mean, having bookstores and stuff, I like my rare books, and a rare book to me is one that's basically impossible to find. If it's on Amazon, any book that's on Amazon, it's not really a book kind of thing. I mean, I like them to be able to read, but it's the good copies. You got to be kind of thinking outside the box to have bookstores nowadays. And I sell books on Amazon as well and give them away because there's so many books that you can't sell, which is how the charity stuff started. Like we send containers of books over to Ecuador because they don't have many books. It's really hard. Literacy level's really low, and I gave up trying to find some massive way to change things and settled for that. Anyway, I don't want to hand any in. I want to have a little jump. Oh, maybe I'll hand some in. Maybe I won't use my saffron up. I'm just not going to use saffron up. I'll save my saffron. Because the saffron's got a bit of RNG to it as well. So if I save up till I've got, say, like 50 saffron or something, then that could be anywhere between 100 and 200. I think I like the sound of that. Although it is a struggle not to hand them in just right now. I want to see how many... Yesterday I had 26 chickens out of balance with herbs, but I think it's swung completely the other way now. 18 herbs left and no chickens. Weird. Because whenever anyone seems to say anything about the imbalance, it always seems to be more chickens. What else can we do? I think I've got a few Tazarians to change up, to get a few riffs playing. Ooh, Hellbringer looks like he's close to ascending. That's cool. I didn't think I'd picked up this many of these. I thought I only had 3 or 4 left. I really didn't think I had that many left. Eh? Where have these come from? Alright, that's a bonus. Yeah, like, I mean, my son grew up in a bookstore. Well, 2 different ones. He was born in Scotland, but we went over to Ecuador pretty quick. When he was like less than 6 months old. Via Thailand for 6 months. But yeah, he doesn't read that much. And that's one of the downsides of having like a really good friend group online. And like, I like that, but yeah, it seems that I just had to bribe him a little bit. Like, he gets 5 pence a page, and if he wants V-Bucks and stuff, he's just got to go off and read a book, and I ask him questions, and he's like halfway through Lion, Witch and the Wardrobe now. Which, you know, is a little bit crap, because C.S. Lewis is a bit of a dog. But it's generally got a good moral story, even if it is a little bit religious. Overall, you can just about get away with it. It's his other books that are a bit worse. But yeah, he seems to be getting the love of reading going on, which is nice, because his surname is Page, which is quite fitting, I think, for somebody into books. Oh, okay, got a kiss of saffron. I see, I'm breaking my own rules of opening him in 7s. If I don't open him in 7s, I get nada. Well, there's the saffron though. 14 saffron. Just another 36. It's unlikely to happen today. Yeah, I should have probably gone with like the reverse psychology thing or something, you know. Because I'm pretty sure that's what my dad did, but then I don't know if he did it on purpose. But there were several books that he said I couldn't read, and then I went and read them. But yeah, oh, what's the never-ending story? I mean, Jesus, I mean, I'm pretty sure I own a bookstore because of that. And then you combine that with Indiana and the Temple of Doom, which also came out in the 80s. That's probably why I ended up in Ecuador. But yeah, the never-ending story, you know, the whole concept, I mean, from the fact that he gets bullied and runs into a bookstore, and that's a place of safety, and how cool that was, because my bookstores did pretty much look exactly like that. So now I'm thinking about it, yeah, maybe it was a bit more of an influence than I thought. But yeah, he then takes this book and goes up into, you know, the school loft and loses himself in it for weeks, and that magical story and shit. Oh, they're remaking that. They're just about to kill it, aren't they? It's just about to come out again. But yeah, the nothingness looks about as scary as nothing, whereas the nothingness in the original, that's dark. And then, you know, my whole generation is scarred by Artex falling into the quicksand and shit. Yeah, media can have a pretty big influence, so I don't know what Fortnite's doing to my son, because that seems to be his influence. I keep trying to show him computer games from when I was growing up, but yeah, it's hard to even call them computer games. Right. I think I'm going back into the dungeon, but I'm going to go and have a smoke, see as my valor potions run out. I did manage to get my sandwich and stuff for lunch, but I'm not hungry yet. What time is it? 11, that's probably why. Plus I had some breakfast. Alright, I'm going to stop rambling, go and have a smoke, come back and then carry on in Hulkpeth for a bit longer. On the chase for Saffron. Right, Battle Pot number 2 then. I probably will jump into Siege towards the end of this one and get a few runs in. Because that's fun. Oh, that's right, I was going to put the Latino thing on. I just saw that Argantus. I didn't know I had that many. I did, didn't I? All right, thank you for that. I would have noticed in like 9 or 10 runs. I'll pot that next time. I'm terrible for putting it in. I mean, you saw I dragged it out the stash, but then I forget to pop it. The amount of times that I end up in the run with it rather than popping it. Guess I can handle. No, it's still a bit frustrating. I haven't done that either. Yeah, I didn't know I had that many Cinder Barley Greens and River Pine left because I didn't think the buy order had filled up at all. But I guess I must have I know I dropped the price because I felt like I had enough for a while. But I was getting Tessarium ores, the ones that I just exchanged. I got them for 18, but I noticed they're back up to like 20 odd. Yeah, I'm going to add it to the Twitch description tonight when I muck around with that. But yeah, basically anybody that's if I was to drop a T, then I'll take a snapshot of whoever's watching because I don't ever check that. I'll take a snapshot of whoever's watching and then if you're subscribed, it'll probably be a 30-day pendant. If you're a follower, it'll be a 7-day one, and then if you're just watching, maybe a 1-day one. And I'm thinking of doing something similar for M drops as well. So it's still going to be quite rare, but then just watching, there's going to be the rewards in the channel points. Because the T drops are rare, but I've never had one, and I think I'm by far the highest level that's never had one. And I'm not saying that in any way changes the odds, but I'm also pushing quite hard. I do all the right stuff. I'd like to think it was only a matter of time. I mean, I've been playing this game for maybe 3 years. I started quite late, really. I think it was 21. I know you can check somewhere, I should check. And I know I had like a 7-8 month break. And I think for the first year and a half, I wasn't really doing very much here. I think it took like I don't know, maybe a year to get to level 40. Thanks for the encouragement there, Brooke. Yeah. Unless your name's Ganyu, obviously. Yeah, I wasn't really around when Lockie was doing all that. I mean, I see the emotes on other people's streams and stuff, and I'm well aware of the little expression. But yeah, I never really knew Loki or knew what that was all about, really. Oh, Bella, that's right. Oh, I see. Yeah, I feel like this second Ascended, I'm not sure exactly how long, but yeah, 3 months is still very impressive. I know it took like over a year to do the first level 120, and this one from like 2 to 3 seems to have been less, and this has been the hardest I've kind of been pushing. I wonder if I can get it in with the amount I've got left. Yeah, I kind of wish I'd played back then. Damn. You guys seem to be picking up like loads of stuff. I think Blue Gram was my first drop, and yeah, Zilborn, and I think I got maybe one other mythic, possibly, or a legendary. But yeah, I haven't really been playing in the same way as I play now. I reckon. Like, obviously Emblem of the Ancients is the one I'm really after, because I know that's dropping. There's 13 left, and it's the thing that I'm after. Everything else that I'm after, you've got to kind of work at. You can't drop it. Which is why it's exclusively alt path for the deep sea coffers, even though I'm not opening them. That will change eventually. Oh wow. Yeah, I like the idea of Rain of Fire. That's gone right up. I mean, combining something with the Astral Dream, something that does burn, would be nice on the frozen ones, deep in Descending Nightmares. I say this was like the strategy I'd thought of, but the more I play it, the less I feel like it's gonna really help me go deep. But yeah, opening the Guardian's chests to get more Titan takedowns. Even if it's just like the 60